Okay, so this is Appendix J. Again, this can be found at the back of your textbook. I think that there's also links within the chapter if you're looking at the online textbook. And I've also uploaded a copy of this to Brightspace for you to use as a quick reference. I want to quickly just look over it with you so that you understand how to use it. So again, this is Appendix J. It's the dietary reference intake, so the DRIs that we talked about in the first part of Chapter 2. So I'm going to scroll down. This is a PDF. And so the first table here are estimated average requirements. So EAR is the first standard that we talked about. Again, these are set by the Food and Nutritional Board, the Institutes of Medicine, and the National Academies. So again, this is EARs. These are going to be the amounts of these nutrients that are going to meet the needs of 50% of the population. And again, these are based on age, gender, not race, and then life stage. So pregnancy and lactation would be on here as well. So here's the life stage group here on the left. So you can see children ages 1 to 3 versus 4 to 8, males of different ages, females of different ages, pregnancy and lactation. And here are all the nutrients. So calcium, notice this is gram per day. Carbohydrates, milligrams per day. Look at vitamin A, micrograms per day. So pay attention to the units. Okay, so make sure if you're asked questions about these, you include the units. So for example, a healthy 40-year-old female, according to the EARs, that population, between 31 and 50-year-old females, healthy, would require 800 grams per day of calcium. That would be enough for 50% of the individuals in this life stage, in this age range, to maintain adequate health. Okay, I'm going to scroll down. So this is a continuation of that. So these are still EARs for vitamin B6, folate, vitamin B12, iron, phosphorus. Okay, so those are the EARs. Now I'm going to come down here. So again, DRIs for individuals now. Okay, if I come back up here, what did it say at the top? Oh, it didn't. It just said, okay, so again, this would be for groups. Okay, so for individuals. Now, notice on here, same thing. So on the very left-hand side, we've got life stages. So again, infants, children. So we got this group now here. Infants is different. We break it up by gender. So males and females of different ages, pregnancy, lactation. Notice here, so we've got, vitamin A, C, vitamin D, E, K, so on and so forth. You can see inside of here the numbers. Some of them are bold, some of them aren't, some of them have an asterisk. What does all that mean? Let me blow this up a little bit. We'll come down here to the bottom. Okay, so it says no. Well, first off, it lets you know units. So you got grams, milligrams, and micrograms. So make sure that you pay attention to that. It says this table represents RDAs in bold. Okay, so again, that's the amount of a nutrient that will meet the needs of 97 to 98% of people. Okay, not 50%, but the majority of people. And in not bold, you have adequate intake. So where we don't have an EAR, which means we don't have an RDA, you will have an adequate intake. Okay, and then that will be followed by an asterisk. So that's what that means. Okay, and the rest of this, I wouldn't really worry about. So, for example, for vitamin C in infants, we don't have an EAR, right? Those numbers we don't have for infants in general, for anything, except for vitamin D. So we don't have an RDA, and so we're going to rely on an AI. Okay, so an adequate intake. So for infants 7 to 12 months, for vitamin C, they're going to require 50 milligrams per day. For our 40-year-old female, okay, that we referred to a couple of times, where is she? 40-year-old female. There is an RDA, and that's in bold here, so it's 75 milligrams per day. Okay, Scroll down. And unfortunately, the way that this is set up is, it doesn't repeat the life stage over here, so you have to kind of look back, okay? But the infants were up here, and then we had children, and then I believe males, yep, then females, okay? So males, then females, and so, you may have to kind of scroll up and down a little bit, okay? So you'll have to use this. I don't think I ask you for any EARs, but I do ask you for RDAs and AIs. So you're going to have to use this chart. Make sure that you have the right life stage that you're looking at. Make sure you have the right nutrient that you're looking at, and make sure you use the right units. Okay. Let me scroll down a little bit more. So where are we here? Come down. This is the same thing. So again, this is minerals. Yeah, this is minerals. Okay. So the same thing. So the RDAs are going to be in bold, and AIs will be not bold with an asterisk. Okay. So same idea. Come down. This is a continuation. So again, minerals. So we had vitamins, and we had minerals. And now we have macronutrients here, okay? And you can see for a lot of these, we are not determined, okay? I don't think I asked you to use that table. Do I ask you for this one? Electrolytes and water. Yes, so sodium's on here. Yeah, so there's probably questions on sodium, I believe. Okay, so these are adequate intakes. Okay, so for sodium, the adequate intake for, let's say, our 40-year-old female is about 1,500 milligrams per day. So again, make sure that you're using the right units. Okay, here is that the AMDRs. So again, the ones that we were using were for adults. So we've seen these numbers already. Fats 20 to 35, carbohydrates 45 to 65, and proteins 10 to 35% of our total carbohydrates. That's what they should look like. And then they include here omega-6 and omega-3 essential fatty acids. You notice it's different for children, depending if they're 1 to 3 or 4 to 8. So these shift, again, through life stages, not gender dependent. They're arranged, so they're not gender dependent. And then we also have the UL, so upper limits of vitamins and upper limits of elements and electrolytes. Okay, so you'll have to use this as well. I believe I asked you for the upper limit of a couple of different things. And again, these are life stage dependent, so make sure you're paying attention to age and gender. And that's it. Okay, so again, quick rundown on how to use Appendix J. You will be required to use this. Do not go to the internet to look up requirements. There are a lot of wrong Google answers. Use Appendix J. That's what it's here for. Okay.